This was my skin when I was using Tretinoin. It was super dry. Don't get me wrong, I knew that was a side effect of the treatment. It speeds up your skin cell turnover and of course leaves you with a bit of dryness. Because of some of my own mistakes, I was using it very frequently and dealt with a lot more dryness than I had to altogether. However, I continued my treatment and I found myself with more dryness, more irritation, and my skin barrier was so compromised. Throughout my journey, there were at different points when I thought, should I continue? Should I take a break? Or should I just stop altogether? I went for a purging stage and then had more spots. This wasn't even the purge, guys. This happened during summer. And that is when I fully decided to give up the treatment. I'd been through it all. I'd had so many crossroads. I'd tried so many different methods. I have a video down below on quitting Tret. I've since then been using a different treatment. But this video is about the crossroads, things you can do and things to think about when using Tretinoin.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is specifically designed for anybody that is kind of at a Tretinoin crossroads. You're unsure whether you should continue with your treatment or give up or what you can do in between. The reason I'm making this video is because I myself have been there and it's one of the questions that I get asked quite a lot. I regret giving up Tretinoin. Whether I'm going to go back on Tretinoin, what I'm on currently and all that kind of stuff. So I will intertwine that into this video. Of course, I already have a few Tretinoin videos and I share my journey, so I will link those videos down below. So the first thing that I should mention is I use Tretinoin for acne. So my acne and hyperpigmentation left over from acne spots, I wanted to get rid of, and Tretinoin was, you know, it is one of the best things that can really help heal your skin, take it to another level. However, purging is also a very big part of Tretinoin, unfortunately. Now, not everybody purges, but if you are using Tretinoin either for anti-aging or acne, please be aware of the purging stage. Don't act like it doesn't exist. It does happen, may not happen to you, may not happen to everybody, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. As Tretinoin speeds up cell turnover, you know, the purging is just everything coming to the surface very, very quickly. And that can be overwhelming. And I have a video on purging. I'll probably do an updated one because that's so old. And when I was new to YouTube and a bit more shy. But when that's part of the process as well, you're purging and you're starting to think, my skin is getting worse. How much longer do I want to carry on with? So that's the first point that I'm going to make. So for me, my skin started purging within 2 months of use. And it got a lot of acne. I've had acne similar, but I've never had it at such a high speed, and the rate of acne I was getting, like every day it would be new spots. So Tretinoin did play a big part in that. Even when I was looking online at that stage, when I was purging, a lot of people were telling me to persevere. Once you make it past that purging stage, your skin will start to get better. Dermatologists say it, you know, it is like science.
Yes, science!
I can vouch for that because in my updates, I did see that my skin slowly got better. The acne stopped coming at the rate it was coming, especially. And over time, let's say 3, 4, 5 months in, my acne management was really under control. So yes, you can persevere through your purging stage and it does get better. It is unfortunately one of those situations where your skin is going to freak out, and then as it adjusts and everything is under control, it will get better. If there's one part that I would say persevere, it would be the purging part, which is hard to say because it's definitely the hardest part. I understand that it's a very, very hard time. I'm not saying it's easy. It was honestly like the worst time of my life last year, and it's not fun. Nobody enjoys it, but it is part of the process. If you haven't started Retin-A yet, please consider that. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. If you are currently purging, assess how long you've been purging and how much longer you feel you could go on with this. Because are you consistently getting a lot of acne, or are you noticing that actually your rate is going down? So linking into that, I would recommend that you start, if you're not already, documenting your progress. You know, putting in an app or just in your notes. Sarah's skin story book that she does, really, really helpful. You could write down where you're at with your Tretinoin, and over the months you can see, is your skin sort of, is it doing better? If you are purging, please know that it gets better. Please know that you do have the right to quit if you want. Like, no one's gonna come for you. You can quit if you want at that stage, but it is really advised to continue. However, assess how long it's been, assess how much longer you can go on with it, because your mental health and your well-being is way more important. For me, the breaking point was when my skin was just becoming too much for me to handle. At that point, I was getting a lot of whiteheads. It was summer, my skin was, I was sweating and getting more greasy, and it just wasn't doing great. The skin barrier was definitely compromised. I had very dry skin. It was red and irritated. It wasn't particularly sore, but it wasn't in its best state, and I didn't feel like continuing tretinoin would help me get it to its best state. So that is why I decided to give up. And honestly, when I quit tretinoin for 2 weeks, because then I started a different treatment, my skin healed within those 2 weeks, just leaving it alone and not putting the tretinoin on. So obviously everybody's different, and the thing that I feel like would be a common theme is if you're at your wit's end with your skin through what tretinoin's doing, whether that's the dryness, the irritation, the redness, the soreness, if you genuinely feel like you have put up with it for too long, or you genuinely don't think you can do it any longer, you don't have to. However, the thing that got me to that point was obviously I tried different things before then, and then you are at your wit's end because you're thinking, what can I do differently right now? For me, that was, I tried buffering. I tried putting on my moisturiser first, then my tretinoin. I tried using it less and less. For other people, that could involve using a lower dose. If you're on 0.5, go down to 0.25. One of the things I would say is take a break. You can take a 2-week break and let your skin heal. This next point is not something that I actually did, but if you are watching this video, you have the possibility to do this, and that is to try a different formulation. If I was to do tretinoin again, I would not do it in a cream formulation. I feel like that's where I had some problems. And there is a lot of information on gels and creams of tretinoin and how they act differently on the skin, what might suit your skin type. So try a different formulation, which also leads me on to my next point, which is assess, because I can't tell you whether you are or not, but really truly assess how much are you using. Are you genuinely using a pea-size amount? Because that makes a huge difference. Like I said, with the cream, I didn't get along. And sometimes I look back on some of my videos and I was using a lot of the tretinoin. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes a lot would come out and I would just use it on my hands because I didn't want to go to waste. But if you are not using a pea-size amount, that may be contributing to your dryness, your redness, soreness, the formulation not working for you because you're using a bit too much. So I would just assess, truly sit down with yourself and say, am I using too much of this? So I totally understand that when you've invested in something both financially and physically and mentally, perhaps you've gone through the purge and you're just waiting for your skin to get better, and then you're kind of at a crossroads where you're like, I've been on it for 6 months and my skin's still not where I want it to be. Sometimes I feel like because tretinoin is such an amazing product and it is hyped, which is deserved because it is a deserving product to be hyped over, but what I'm saying is sometimes you think that your skin is going to be this golden goddess, glass skin, amazing thing through using tretinoin, and that's not always the case. And even if that can be an end goal, the journey to get there is not just smooth sailing. It is literally, like, it's chaotic. It doesn't have to be for everybody. So I would say to you, please don't feel guilty if it's not going the way that you were hoping, or if your skin's just not doing what you thought it would be by that stage. Ultimately, that's everything that I wanted to say. And with me and tretinoin, where I'm at the moment is I would continue to use tretinoin in the future. Like, I'm not like completely put off it, hate it, don't want to see it ever again. I still think it's an amazing product, and I did see acne management. I did see my scars heal to a certain degree, and maybe with a different formulation, I think it could work still. I have a much better understanding of what was happening to my skin. When my skin barrier was compromised, I had no clue. Like, I just thought that's part of tretinoin. Like, it's just very, very dry and horrible. It doesn't have to be like that. Do you know what I mean? So having more understanding will help you have a better journey. And I'm kind of looking forward to trying tretinoin again in the future. And I think I would do it with Dermatica, which I currently do for my Adapalene. Is because it's formulated with other ingredients that just help it along, And of course, I love Dermatica, and I've said that quite a few times, and I will continue to support that brand. I'll link the website down below if you're interested in signing up. I'm not sure what countries they can currently ship to and everything, but I'll put some information down below, and of course my tretinoin videos down below. I just hope that you found this video a bit helpful. Like, I'm not here to make decisions for you. I'm not here to tell you directly what you should do, but there are elements that you consider trying, or just hearing someone else's experience can sometimes help you to decipher what you want to do. And of course, it's your skin, it's your face, it's your body. You make the choice, and whatever you do will ultimately be right for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.